about you. We want to know. So about you on my show. We want to know. With today's special guest, DJ Slack. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your kid KYK, and welcome back to season 2 of We Want to Know. This time we're doing things completely different. I'm inviting new guests each week, people that I feel like the world needs to know more about. So today I have the pleasure of having none other than my uncle, DJ Slack, in the building with us. This is amazing.
What's up, folks? Yeah, this is your boy Willie H, aka DJ Slack, no black, all black. Hallelujah. Come on. I'm hanging out with my niece, Asia. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I have so many questions. Like, even for family, you know, I know your legacy as a DJ, you know, back in the days, and I've just always had questions, you know. So I guess first to start, what age did you start DJing and why DJing? Because I know, like, you know, at the time it wasn't as much as a budding career as it is now. You know, still new, still upcoming. So what made you decide that and what age?
Okay, I think, like with anything, it's a love and passion. Even when I was a little boy, I was like the record boy at 5 years old, record boy for my family. My mother loved music. My father loved music. So everybody loved music. So they played music a lot. And of course, I got right in the groove of things. Used to take records, couldn't read, but would take the right records and put them on because I saw my mother play them so much. So I got in love with music. That's the first thing. Now, let's fast track. I was in Brooklyn. I always heard the DJs on the radio, and I want to be like Frankie Crocker and all them New York DJs. But then I moved to the Bronx. We got to the Bronx, and I think I was maybe like 13, 14, 15. And I just happened to, I heard there was a party going on, and I went to Bronx River Community Center, and I saw there was a crowd in the backyard of this, in the back of the center, and there was this guy on, had 2 turntables and a mixer. And of course, we heard Good Times on the radio, Good Times, but this guy had took 2 of the same records, Good Time. It was Good Time, Good Time, Good Time, and then scratch it, good time. I'm like, that blew my mind. I said, I gotta do this. This is what I want to do. And from that time, it was like, let's get whatever we got to get. Another thing that blessed me was I had an aunt in Brooklyn, and my aunt in Brooklyn had a bunch of like maybe 10 crates of records. These was a lot of the Motown and all the black urban grooves. And I went to her house one day, and I just stood the weekend. I was just playing all this music. And she said, boy, you really love this. I said, this is like a gold mine. And she said, well, take them. So she let me take them home. And I discovered that all the music that at that time, like African Bambaataa, all the DJs at that time, they were playing the music that I had. So like break beats and all this stuff, they were playing it and I had it. So it was like, okay, it was a no-brainer. Let's use this music. I'll buy some of the new music, but let's use this to make tapes, to whatever, to DJ. And that's what I did. I got my turntables, finally got the turntable. It took maybe a couple of months, but that's how I got started with the love. I knew as soon as I saw it that I wanted to do it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I heard about the aunt and the turntables, but I also heard a story about your first boombox. If you care to share with us.
My first boombox. Now, the one that I remember. Matter of fact, I bought it probably 3 times. But the first boombox I had, it was a big speaker and it had a tweeter. It was loud. It was heavy. It needed 10 D batteries, if you know the size of D batteries. So it's heavy. And now I just picked up a box just recently, and I realized, how could I walk around with that thing on my, that's insane. Yeah. But I used to go everywhere with it. Like radio, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Radio Raheem, the guy that had, well, that was me growing up. I would take that box. And not only that, we would take our routines and we put them on cassette tapes. And so I would be blasting my music along with other hip hop artists at the time, music. I would be blasting it. And, I remember one time I went to Brooklyn, and I was bold. I was naive, more than bold. I was just naive. And I was in the roughest town in Brooklyn. And I remember there was some guys that was ready to take my box. But I think a lot of people thought I was strapped. For me to have the balls to, excuse my saying, to walk around with that, especially in that rough town in Brooklyn. And, they didn't take it because there was a girl on the bus that had jewelry. So I think they figured that was easier to steal that. But I was able to walk around with that box. Now, I did get stolen right in front of where we lived at, with guys with some guns, and they said, give me that box. And, I gave it up. And that happened twice. Yeah. And each time I was stupid enough to buy it again. I was so naive. I realized I was naive, but that helped me to go further and further.
Crazy. So, I know back in the day, there's some historic grounds like that you had the pleasure of DJing at. For example, I heard you DJed at Skate Key and Elks Club. So how was that? Being as young as you were, like, how was that to DJ?
It was a transition from, house first out in the street. We did it out in the street. So bonus, and first of all, I had a crew with me, which was family members and friends from the neighborhood. And once again, being naive, I didn't know that they had pistols and weapons. I didn't know that. I thought that the reason people didn't bother us because it was a bunch of us, and everybody thought we was a good, nice crew, which we were basically, but they were strapped. They had weapons. So that's why a lot of people didn't bother. And not only that, a lot of the guys from our neighborhood, they were in the other gangs, the Zulu Nation. So they let other people know, don't touch them. Don't bother them. They from our neighborhood. They good guys. They just play music. So leave them alone. So I think that, but, the transition from, DJing in the park, large crowds, and then people liked our music or our crew so much, was able to take it inside centers and then house parties. Like you see the house party. Well, that's the kind of stuff we did. House parties. And then from there, once, we branched out, I was able to, get a gig in a lodge club, Elks Club Lodge, where I was able to actually DJ the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday brunch. And from there, I got to do a lot of parties. There was sometimes we did 3 parties during the weekend, or sometimes even 4 or 5, and we did all types of parties. We did every party you could think of, strip club parties. We did gay parties. Whatever people wanted music, we was there to do it. And at that time, it was lucrative for me. It was very lucrative.
So I know, again, like you mentioned the club. So how was that? What was that your first club, like, appearance as a DJ? If not, what was? And, how was that? Because, you're just someone from the doing it, in parks, which we'll talk about later
Right.
on. But, now you're in clubs now, young and with all your friends.
Yeah, well, word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best, one of the best things. So of course we outside, so people get to know it after a couple of years. People get to know you. You out there. Because I love playing music. So every opportunity I got to play outside. Not only that, what I did, being naive again, I didn't realize that by me being outside playing music, the drug dealers could sell more merchandise. The ice cream truck, the candy truck sell more. Everybody was making money. Matter of fact, everybody was making money except me.
That's crazy.
Matter of fact, the guys came out because the girls was out there. The girls came out because the guys was out there. Like everybody that had a hustle, they were able to make money when I came out. And I didn't realize. Now, RZD, which was one of the young guys that hung out with us that we were allowed to DJ, he was able, like, once we left, he was able to monopolize on that. And he knew, well, let me get a cut here. Let me get a cut there. So he was smart enough to make money. I did it just for the love. I just love coming out there, bringing equipment. Matter of fact, we used to see, and one of the things that helped me too, I had a close, tight family. My family was always there with me. My mother, even our father would take us places in his truck when we had to. All my brothers was there. Beside me, helping me. Friends that live in the neighborhood was there. So you had all those people. My brother Can Do, of course. My brother Raynar was part of the group, the Factor 5 MCs. We had Harvey D. Which when we went to Brooklyn, we were celebrities in Brooklyn. When we went to Brooklyn, we was like we had hundreds of people roped off. And I remember one of my most special memories was when we had Harvey. Harvey was our youngest brother. He might have been 10, 11, 12 at that time. So he was like the Michael Jackson of our group. So he would do his thing, Harvey did, and everybody just went crazy. We actually did routines there's a group that came out later, but we actually did routines where we did moves and we did some harmonizing along with the rapping. So we kind of implemented what you would see like the Temptation type of deal. We did routines and sing-alongs and harmonizing and that move. So we incorporated some of that stuff in out. So that's why when we did go to Brooklyn, because you got to remember, Brooklyn at that time was kind of behind what the Bronx was doing. So when we came out there, we blew people's minds. We were rapping, and not only rapping, harmonizing. And then you have this young guy, 10, 11 years old, rocking the house, rapping. So for us, for me, that was the highlight, I think, for me, just to see how much of a difference we made in the community and what people thought about us. Back home, they liked us, but we wasn't celebrities like we was out when we went to Brooklyn. So it was a good transition to when playing in clubs. So people get to know you, and then of course I think I did a party in Elks Club that in the club. That's how I did a party. The owner saw me and said, "Oh, how would you like to do brunch? I have a Sunday." Because of the music that we play. We play hip hop music, but we also play R&B. We play Motown. We play, so he liked that flexibility. He liked that variety of music. So he said, why don't you? And then from there, he said, well, could you play Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday? And then we started getting parties. After playing there, we started getting parties for different other venues.
So I know you just spoke about, playing outside, aka DJ conventions. So I wanted to see, how was that, playing alongside other DJs, getting your time to shine to your community and other communities?
Oh yeah. One of the special things too was that we was fortunate enough to play in our community because we live right across the street. So we could get electricity right from mom's house. If we went somewhere else, we would steal it from the light pole. I mean, we did what we had to do. You do what you got to do to make it work. So, and sometimes we would get in trouble with the law, but most of the time it was good. It was special when we had other groups, like we had a group, Kenny Ken. He would come out and he had some MC. They was kind of like they had, I think they had like four MCs, and they were great. They was awesome. These guys was incredible. We were a little bit like the Force MDs, where we sing and we did routines, but this group was special because each person had their own identity. They dressed differently, and they was phenomenal. I remember one time I was in the park because I had probably played just the day before, and then this Kenny Ken and his group came out. Now, Kenny Ken had a big system. It was loud, but it was distorted. However, his rappers, his MCs, they were incredible. I remember being mesmerized, like, whoa. If these guys was to come out even today, I think they will be popular, but they didn't last long. I think they lasted maybe a year. I think even they had a girl MC who would come in from time to time, but they was phenomenal. And it was exciting to be there. There was times when we was out there. Red Alert was out there. Africa King Bottom, his crew was out there. So we got to play along with some big popular group that later, I don't think they were big and popular at that time, but later on they became, big and popular. We were one of those underground groups. So I think if we had did some marketing and we had maybe did some videos or the audio tapes, and we was able to keep those, archive them, we might have been a little bit more popular, but we didn't do that. Like I said, most of it was done because of the love of actually just playing music and being out there and with our friends and family as a party time. And actually, it was easy transition for me to do that because even at home, we would have, before I was even DJing, we would have parties. We have our Uncle Slim come like on a weekend, Friday night, Saturday, late night. And my father and mother, they would party up the whole, crew, aunts and uncle, they would bring us in. We might sing something, dance. So we were a party group of people, and it just transitioned. Once the DJ came in, the transition and went out from there.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was exciting, and all it was a love. That's why I tell anybody, if you got a passion for something, do it. That passion and that love for it will get you into places. You just get better at it. You keep doing it, your love and passion, because that's what's going to take. God has given everybody a talent or talents, skills, and he wants those skills to grow and be able to share with other people. And that's where my blessing came in. I was able to notice that the love for music, the passion I have for it, and just to do it and go with it, and then just learn, get better at it. And
amazing to hear it all. I'm still like, I wish I could have been those eyes, back in the day. But I also wanted to ask you now, so you mentioned your love for music. So how is it to see like some of your children, like I've had Chandra up on here on the show. If you watch, she's behind Sneak Vibe and Buff Cold. So how is it for you to see her like also carry that same love of music? Some of your other kids as well, Isaiah, Beats, and
I feel like I've the torch. She tugged the torch. I feel like I gave her, so I feel like she's going to go further and further than I have. A few of the people like RZD, I feel proud of RZD because I've allowed him to I was able to kind of like motivate him, inspire him, and let him, and then he went further with it. So just to see my children, Chandra, do it is amazing. What she's doing, just her love and passion and her good heart is making a difference in this community because she's promoting music that a lot of people probably wouldn't get to hear. She's inspiring those artists. I mean, not only the music, but the art in the community. And she's marketing it in a simplistic way that's actually getting attention. What's amazing is like when she's doing something, a lot of times Daddy, could you come to this? And I'll go because that's my love. I love what she's doing is what I love. So I'll come to it. And then there'll be people that she meet and they go, I know you Snake Vibing. So that's incredible. They don't know her personally, but they know what she's doing and they're excited about it and they get along. I mean, she's able to, and that's what I mean by the love. It's her love and passion. She's a great communicator. She's a journalist. She writes for different local papers. And what she does is let people know, here's the artists that we have here. Let's celebrate them, and they get to know, and then everybody else, it follows. And now she's hooked up with a lot of good, talented people, good hearted people, in the community. And they, she's got studio. She's working in professional studio. She's working with professional videographers and photographers. And I'm jealous because it's like, I could have did that, but no, she's doing it right. She's doing it right. So I'm so excited, and I just want her to go further and further. And all my children, they're doing. So I like what they're doing. I like how they're moving.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can tell it's genuine. It's about the music and only about the music.
Well, I'm proud of you because I see that mic and I like what you work. I like what you're working with, girl. That's what I'm talking about.
Trying to get something going. So right now we're about to play a quick little game to test your full DJ capacity right here. We're going to play 10 seconds, about only 5 songs, 10 seconds of old songs that used to be on your DJ set list back in the day. So let's see if you get them. Okay. Hold on, let me go to them.
I hope I know these songs. I'm gonna be embarrassed. I don't know that.
They're pretty big, pretty famous. So I think you'll do pretty good.
Okay. Oh, this is exciting.
So this is song number 1. Let me put it to the mic.
Okay.
Can you guess what song that is?
That sound you caused me. Oh my God! Is that Furious 5 MC Flash? Is that Flash Furious 5 MCs? Is that the artist, right?
Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang. Oh my God!
Now the song.
I'm already screwing up.
Let's see if you get the song. Do you know what the title of the song was?
Sugar Hill Gang. Jump on it. No, jump on. I don't know the song.
Well, you can jump on it, yeah.
Oh, it was jump on it?
Yeah, Apache.
Apache.
Yeah, Apache. That's what it was.
All right. Hopefully I get the next one. I'm not doing good here.
Next song.
That's better.
Okay, yeah, I was too close.
I don't know that one.
You don't know this song? What?
I don't know that one.
Oh, wow. It was, okay, I'll tell you who was by. Rob Bass, DJ Easy Rock.
Clap your hands. Clap your hands. What? Clap your hands. Clap your hands this evening. No?
It was Joy and Pain.
Oh, Joy and Pain. Right.
Yeah.
Sunshine and rain. Okay. Boy, I'm not doing good at all here.
It's okay. But all right. This one, pulling up the next one.
Yeah, those are pretty popular songs too.
Yeah.
I should know those by heart.
Here's the next one.
Trance Europe. It's Kraftwerk, baby.
Yeah, you got it.
Europe. That's one of my favorite songs, actually.
Oh, wow.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
And here's another one. You should know this one.
Bridge is over. The ridge is over. The ridge is over. The ridge is over.
For those who's watching, I hear you have a special blend that took people over the moon with the bridge is over. And this is the last one. It's really a little newer, but I feel like it's still
something I should know.
Known. You might know it. Known instrumental.
This Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of that though.
Oh really? It's
Otis. Otis
Redding.
Otis. Well, let me give you some history. Otis Redding.
Yes. Doc on the Bay. That's Otis Redding.
No. Not. This was Otis Redding. Right? Am I right? Yeah. Otis Redding. I can't think of the title. Something about giving women giving women what she want or something like that. It's like, but that's original. That's where they took the sample from Otis Redding. Yeah.
I knew it was from Otis Redding. I never knew the song, but yeah.
The song itself is a good song. I mean, what Jay-Z and I think Jay-Z and what's his name?
Was it Kanye?
Kanye. Jay-Z and Kanye, they did a great job with that. But the original is also great. The original song itself is great.
So that was our quick little game. To test
okay, so I really messed up my image here.
Okay, we won't take that to you.
Okay. So now what are you doing? Tell the people what you're doing. I want to know what you're doing.
So I'm just trying to highlight some people that I think everyone needs to know more about. For me, seeing you DJ, you mentioned DJ Slack over in the Bronx. People, as they would say, old heads, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, DJ Slack!" So just wanted to talk it up with you about who you are and your legacy as a DJ that people might not know about. So I just want to take time to highlight people. This is Black Music Month, so I was like, and just in general, just Black people. I want to highlight them.
Okay.
Who might not get noticed.
Yeah, but I want the people. Well, maybe you know what? I'll save that for my interview because I'm going to do a Zoom with you. So maybe I'll save that all the particulars about you.
Okay.
Or mine. Yeah.
We have a few more questions before we close this up.
Go ahead.
So, now I wanted to hear I know you do the gossip party, and we'll talk a little bit after this question. We'll talk about the gossip party, what you do there.
Right.
But how was that transition? Because I know you still DJ again, like I mentioned, gossip party. You DJ over there. So how was it for you? Watching the transition of DJs back in the day and now, like in terms of having to carry crates, and now anyone with a laptop, typically can become a DJ. So they say, all you need is a laptop, quick equipment. So how is that transition, and what do you think of that as an old school DJ? What do you think?
Right. And initially, it was a little weird, but to me, it makes sense. The evolution, it just makes sense. And people could do a lot more now. You don't need 10 crates. You don't need a hand truck. Lots of times, even with your gear, you can fit in a small car and rock a party. So have everything digital on one little drive. I now carry SD cards. SD cards, it's small. Put them in you see this thing? This thing's got music, SD cards in my wallet where I carry my money. So that's cool. And then having a laptop, which is small and lightweight, and even the controllers now, as what you're talking about, this guy here, this is a control. You can't see it that good, but that's controller, and that's all lightweight. You can have a little duffel bag. I'm sorry about that. A little duffel bag and carry your controller now. So everything is so much easier. But I gotta say, when I see DJs actually using Technics 1200s with the needle and they're cutting and mixing and they're going, to me, that is tremendous. That's an art. Not saying using the controllers is not, you able to do it easily. It's, you know what it's like? It's almost like back in the day when people play pianos, they had to play pianos. Then they came out with the electronics keyboards that all you got to do is press a button and you get the melody. That's kind of how it's like with some of the newer stuff where you actually had to be trained, know what you're doing. That skill had to be crafted. So when I see DJs actually using turntables, they get a lot of they get thumbs up from me because it's like that's an art, and to be able to do that well and keep the music flowing and the beat going is awesome. So the new stuff is great because I use it too because it's just easy for transport. To be able to do stuff on the fly is just easy. And to see, like now, to see that my children, I got my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, if I do a party, especially a teenage party, they can do it. And Chandra already can rock a crowd better than me. No, she can. I'm not, people think when I say that, no, you put her in the room, have me playing, I can get, some people but Chandra could rock the crowd for real. And even Adaya sometimes do a party with me because there was a lot of teenagers because they know the music and put them on and they rock. But Chandra, all Chandra got to do is learn how to do scratches. She'd be a beast because she knows already how to play the music, how to bring it in, the selection. She knows how to read the crowd really good. So yeah, she's already better than me.
Yeah, so since you mentioned your kids and I guess newer DJs, what advice would you give to someone who's interested in learning? Even myself, because I've been interested. So what advice would you give to someone wanting to learn how to DJ?
Just do it. Just do it. If you really I'm sure all of you guys know somebody who got some. Start with that. Go to their house, learn it, play on it, and then once you get an idea of what you want, if you really want to do it, you go out and buy it. You buy what you need. The stuff now you can, for probably $300, $500, you can get started and do your own thing. $1,000 will probably get you a whole set where you can probably go to anybody party and rock the house. So yeah, I would just do it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. That's what everything comes down to. Just do it. You're gonna fall on your face. That's fine. You get back up and you learn. You keep going, and that's with anything. You just keep going. Every time you fail, failures are meant to show you, okay, you're not doing something quite right. Okay, let's try something a little different. Let's get up and do it. That's what failures are good for. Failures is not for I'm quit. No, those are losers when you quit. When you fail, you get back up and you do it better. You learn to do it better.
So before we end this interview, I want to talk to you with the Gospel Party. How did it come about? And, just tell the people a little bit about the Gospel Party and what it entails.
All right, the Gospel Party. I had got. I think I can't remember the year, but I became a Christian, and I remember doing one of my last parties. Matter of fact, I became it's funny because I became a Christian in like the few parties that I did. I was rocking the house. I remember one party, I was rocking the house. And then what made me give it up at that time to stop doing secular music was I was doing an innocent wedding, but there was a lot of lust going on, like, girls looking at me looking at the girls and playing, one girl coming over, swiping, touching things she shouldn't be touching. And that made me realize, you can't do this. You got at that point, I had to stop. But a year later, after I got saved, I was in church. One of the girls did a fashion party, and the church that I went, she did a big fashion party, had a runway, everything. She knew I DJ because, she'd been with me, hang out with me. She knew I was. So she said, Willie, could you play music for me? So of course, I still had my turntables, 1200s, had my mixer. So I went on and I've got the whatever gospel records I had. And of course, being a DJ, you're going to mix and cut and blend like you would do anything else. So people loved it. And a few months later, there was people asking me, I saw you do that fashion show. Could you do it? I got a gig going on. Could you do, how much will you charge me? And then that's how I got into Gospel Party. And then once I came to on Time Warner Cable, I saw that there was in Buffalo. I saw that there wasn't there wasn't a platform for a lot of the artists. So I started. That's Gospel Party was born because I saw a lack of it, and I was going to events where there was gospel rappers, and I just wanted to showcase them. So that's how Gospel Party was born. I started doing music videos and just showcasing to our young people or people out there. There was an alternative. It wasn't R&B. It wasn't R&B or urban or hip hop, but there was gospel, the alternative R&B, urban, hip hop, pop.
Yeah. So tell the people how they can find the Gospel Party and how they can get in tune with it.
All right, you guys, you come hang out with me. You could always call me up, 716-861-3725. I'm at Willie, willie.aytch@gmail.com. And the Gospel Party. I do have a website, but I don't remember that website at this time. But just Google Gospel Party, Willie H, DJ Slack, and you'll be able to find me.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined in, tuned in, and watched it. I just want to say thank you to my uncle, DJ Slack, for joining in and having this conversation with us and allowing us to get to know you more.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kaisha.
Everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Look in the description down below to see how you can find the Gospel Party and DJ Slack, as mentioned. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video where we're going to get to know someone new. So thank you again. See you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, Kaisha. God bless you. Bye-bye.